Where's your visa? Where's your visa? This was what Australian cricket fans yelled at the Indians in the Melbourne cricket ground. A man is recorded verbally abusing the Indian man, accusing him of being an invasive species and a biological weapon and directing racist.
You're a biological weapon in this country. Hey, Pajit, you're a biological weapon in this country.
Anti-immigrant slurs at him and the white woman he was with in Poland. They are not even leaving kids either. Today, Indians are being targeted in ways many of us never expected. We are being mocked for our accents, we are being judged for our food, we are being blamed for stealing jobs, we are being reduced to stereotypes like scammers, bots, or outsiders. From classrooms to offices, from streets to social media, many Indians are being made to feel like they do not belong. Indians are referred to as Pajit all over the world, and the memes highlighting this term's stereotype and anti-Hindu attitudes are extremely harsh. It highlights the difference between specific anti-Hindu representations and anti-Indian discrimination, especially in memes from sites like 4chan. While we talk about racism abroad, discrimination also exists within India itself. People from the Northeast are treated as foreigners. South and North Indians are judged by their language, skin color, and region. Sometimes we hurt each other in the same ways we complained about being hurt. This video looks at both sides of the reality. It explores why hatred against Indians is increasing globally, what fears and misunderstandings are driving it, and how economic anxiety, culture politics, and online propaganda play a role. If we want respect from the world, are we giving that respect to even each other? Indians are one of the fastest growing immigrant communities across the Western world. In the United States alone, over 5 million people identify as Indian or Indian origin. But visibility does not always bring acceptance. A survey found that nearly half of NRIs face racism at work, from pay discrimination to exclusion from leadership positions. Some report that colleagues mock their accent. Some say they are passed over for promotions. Some are told that their names are too hard to pronounce. In Canada, several communities complained that Indians stick together, don't integrate, or take local jobs. This is a racist attack on an Indian student. According to Business Today, Indians in Europe face stares, rude behavior, and subtle rejection, with landlords refusing to rent homes, employers preferring locals, or people mocking Indian culture. Online, the situation is even worse. On platforms like X, thousands of anti-Indian posts calling Indians dirty, cheap, bots, or scammers spread every day. Promotional flyers and materials for an event specifically targeting Indian migrants in Australia was held on August 31st, 2025, saying more Indians in 5 years than Greeks and Italians in 100. Hate spreads faster than facts, and this constant negativity spills over into real life. Now, before we move on, there's even more to this. Inside India too, we often mirror the same discrimination we face abroad. People from the Northeast are still called slurs like chinky, which is racist and deeply hurtful. People from the South get mocked for their skin tone or accent. People from the North get stereotyped as aggressive or arrogant. Regional jokes, insults, and biases have become very normal. If you think that racism against Indians is only abroad, you are completely mistaken. There are biases that exist inside our own borders. When economies struggle, when inflation rises, when locals cannot find jobs, they look for someone to blame. And the easiest target is the outsider. In the US, resentment over H-1B visas is huge. Many Americans believe Indian tech workers are replacing local workers. According to Statista, in fiscal year 2024, Indian nationals received approximately 71% of H-1B visas approval, totaling of about 283,397. Making them the primary source of foreign tech talent for the US employers. According to IMIC Canada, locals say Indians take low-wage jobs at places like delivery services, gas stations, and cafes, especially Tim Hortons, stirring up racist attacks. Canadian youth was seen openly cussing Indians at McDonald's to go back to their country.
The man shouting, "Go back to your country," at the employee. He moved closer to her and repeated the slurs aggressively, appearing to smile at the camera.
In another incident, 3 Canadian youth were recorded for verbally assaulting Indians.
Why did you approach like that?
Because you're black. Dude, I
Live.
don't care if I'm recording.
Live.
You got a free phone, you immigrant. You stupid.
A Reddit post by an Indian immigrant in Germany highlighted the increasing discrimination and hostility faced by Indians in Europe, who are often unfairly generalized and stereotyped. The immigrant noted a growing sentiment where Westerners only want to blame Indians for mass immigration and taking their jobs, alongside cultural slurs about poor hygiene and being perceived as low-paid workers. And when politicians tighten immigration rules or use anti-immigrant language, extremists feel empowered to openly target Indians. Some US local leaders have even called the deporting Indians all Indians, whether they are citizens or not. Economic fear slowly turns into anger. Anger slowly turns into racism. Another reason is culture. Many people in the West are not familiar with Indian culture. What feels normal to us can feel strange to them. Indians speak passionately. Indians speak in their native languages. Indian food smells strong because of spices. Indians eat with their hands. Indians live close to their families. None of this is wrong, but unfamiliar things make people uncomfortable. Small discomfort becomes judgment becomes criticism, and criticism becomes hate. Online communities often exaggerate these differences and turn them into mockery. Indian culture is often portrayed as dirty or backward. This is how everyday habits become reasons for racism. Stereotypes are powerful. They spread faster than the truth. Many people associate Indians with scam calls, fake tech support, cheap behavior, and spam accounts. These ideas are repeated again and again until they feel real. A major shift happened when social media platforms revealed that many political bot accounts were operated from South Asia. This led to a dangerous narrative that Indians were manipulating global politics online. After this, the word Indian itself became an insult in online spaces. It was used to attack anyone disagreed with. This kind of language slowly dehumanizes an entire community. Racism against Indians is also tied to religion and politics. Some Americans say America is a Christian nation. Indians don't belong here. According to CNN, even Indian origin politicians in the US face hate. Leaders like Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy are told they do not belong. They are attacked for their faith. They are told America is only for certain people. Even wishing someone happy Diwali can invite abuse. This shows that for extremist groups, success does not matter. In Dublin, Ireland, even anti-racism protests towards Indians took place. But loyalty does not matter, citizenship does not matter. What matters is mere identity. East Bengal fans allegedly made insulting comments about culture, including derogatory terms like Momo and Corona, along with throwing slippers, bottles, and stones at Northeast United fans during the Duran Cup football semis. The Indian Army and police had to intervene to protect the targeted Northeast United fans and escort them to safety. Before asking why others hate us, we must ask why we sometimes hate each other. Inside India, discrimination is everywhere. People from the Northeast face daily insults, bullying, and violence. They are called out names such as Momo, Chinky, and Corona. People from the South are mocked for their skin tone, language, and are called Madrasi. People from Bihar with a tagline Ek Bihari Sau Bimari. Even abroad, Indians form separate groups. Tamilians with Tamilians, Punjabis with Punjabis, Gujaratis with Gujaratis. Sometimes NRIs even look down on Indians living in India. So racism is not just something happening out there. It is also something happening inside us. And until we fix that, the world will not change either. Racism will not disappear overnight, but it can be reduced. Education is the first step. When people understand each other's cultures, traditions, language, the fear automatically reduces. Laws against hate must be stronger and enforced properly. Victims must feel protected. The media must stop repeating stereotypes. Stories must be balanced and responsible. Indians abroad must try to integrate while still being proud of who they are. Small actions create big impressions. And most importantly, Indians must stop discriminating against other Indians. Respect must begin at home. I want you to think deeply before this video ends. When an Indian is insulted abroad, it hurts all of us. When an Indian is mocked at home, it weakens all of us. Racism does not begin with strangers. It begins with silence. It grows with acceptance, but it ends with awareness. Ask yourself today if you have ever judged someone based on their accent, region, or appearance. Ask yourself if you have ever laughed at a stereotype. Ask yourself if you have stayed silent when someone was insulted. it. Because change does not start with governments, it starts with people. It starts with you and it starts now. If you found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and it motivates me to bring you more honest and meaningful stories.